Good morning. Years ago, I was introduced to Jim Rohn. And Jim Rohn is an amazing, inspiring, motivational, educated, informative person. I would call him a mentor in my life because I guess it was 2007, and I haven't stopped listening and re-listening and reading his stuff. And a lesson that I learned that was really important from him is to take 100% responsibility for what we are experiencing in our current reality. And I remember it, I was like, no, I've got way too many people to blame, to point finger at, and to find excuses for. And from there, I understood that there were 4 pillars of truth. One is you don't point the finger. You don't blame anybody. You don't find excuses. And you take ownership. You take responsibility. And this is where you come into your self-mastery and your self-leadership, which Duke, my big Clydesdales, shows up so often to a variety of people. Because of his stature, he shows up big. And he's reminding us constantly to show up big in our lives, not to stop making ourselves small. And we make ourselves small when we find excuses, when we point the finger, when we blame, and we don't take responsibility. One of the things that is really important is to have goals, a list of goals in our lives. And I would ask you, where's your list? Where is your list of goals? And if you don't have a list, you've never created one, do so. Pen and paper and start writing goals. And it's not about what you want to achieve in terms of material stuff. It's not about outside of you. It first needs to be built on a strong foundation. And the strong foundation is what you feel about yourself, how you see yourself, how you treat yourself, what kind of conversation you have within yourself. And if any of those conversations does not include inner harmony, inner peace, self-love, and many more, this is where your foundation is not solid, and no matter what you will want to create outside of you, and no matter what goal you will want to reach outside of you, you're going to run into some situations where it's never going to be quite enough. There's always going to be something. Issues are going to come. The other thing that he's talked about was life is like a season. There's summer, fall, winter, spring, and you can't change the seasons. You can't change at all. You can't even change the length of the season. And it's kind of like in our lives. Our lives are like seasons. And when there's a winter, there's a winter. But then, you know what? Spring always comes back. It always comes back. And spring is always the new beginning. There's summer where you're blossoming. You're just being fully there. And then fall. And then things start having challenges and cooler and all that. What's amazing is that that's part of our life cycle. And that we always need to be a step before. As I was saying yesterday, there are no obstacles, there are only opportunities. And all of these seasons that we have in our lives is to help us grow. Inner growth, personal growth, spiritual growth, emotional growth. And one of the things that is the most intelligent, emotional intelligence is huge. It's like so important. There's so many people that don't have that. You can cultivate emotional intelligence when you take responsibility, 100% responsibility for your life, and you take action and change yourself and do what you need to do to change yourself. So make that list of what's important for you to feel on a daily basis, and take one small step daily to make sure that you cultivate that feeling. And that you don't say, oh, you see, something else happened. it never happens to me and all that. No, 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 no. Nope. You're playing the victim now. Oh, that was the bigger thing. Playing the victim. Forgot about that one. Can't forget about that one. The most important one is playing the victim. No, say, you know what? This has happened for me. And what am I going to do with this? How am I going to let it affect me? Or am I going to use this as an opportunity for self-growth, emotional growth, spiritual growth? And from there, build on the foundation, a solid foundation of yourself individually, and see what happens. If you want to hear more about this, you would want me to mentor you, coach you, just send me a message. I'd be more than happy to do so.